In the afternoon of October 5, a video of the fall of a previously unknown flying object appeared on social media. No, it's not an UFO. Experts believe that it was the newest Russian S70 Okhotnik UAV jet, or as we call it in English, Hunter. It is so big that the first time everyone thought it was a plane. Even Ukrainian officials said that a plane was shot down at the territory of Kostiantynivka community, which is 12 kilometers from the front line. There were also consequences from the wreckage of the downed drone. Houses were destroyed and infrastructure was damaged by the debris. They found a part of the fuselage with a red star on it. It was the symbol of the Russian army. Later, Russian military bloggers confirmed that the downed device is a new Russian development, the S70 Hunter attack drone, and it was shot down for the first time in history precisely in Ukraine. Take a closer look at this video again, where the downed aircraft is recorded falling. Yes, it drops the Hunter. Technically, it is an unmanned escort fighter. It means that it doesn't work by itself, at least while it's accompanied by a combat aircraft, which also carries weapons on board. But it's for now. In the future, the Russians hope to equip it with a diverse range of bombs and missiles. In the footage that we saw on the social media, it can be seen that the S-70 was flying in tandem with another aircraft, which launched a missile. The worst thing is that this drone was flying 12 kilometers away from the battle line. That means that it was in the airspace controlled by Ukraine, or should be controlled by Ukraine. So how did it happen that the drone managed to get to such a depth? This is the stealth technology. It makes ships, tanks, planes and even drones invisible to radars. And therefore, such a technique can pass unnoticed through almost all levels of protection. Do you think it threatens only Ukraine? Of course not. If the Russians are to be believed, this drone can cover a distance of 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers. It has a span of 14 meters in length and wingspan of almost 20 meters, and its takeoff weight reaches almost 20 tons. Guess what's worse? Its combat load is almost 3 tons, and it can imperceptibly pass almost any air defense systems and launch missiles or drop bombs. Now, the Russians are testing it on Ukrainian fronts. They work in tandem with Su-57 or Su-35 fighters. On September 27, 2019, the Russians announced that this drone made its first flight, which lasted approximately half an hour. And already in 2023 they announced that they would launch it into serial production. But how is this possible? The world community imposed sanctions on Russia, and Moscow no longer has access to foreign components to manufacture such technological weapons. Or not. Analytics of War and Sanctions published the components of the Russian drone, and surprisingly, there is a whole list of details that Russians bought from abroad. Here are just a few of them. Analog Devices, Texas Instruments and Xilinx AMD are US companies. Infineon Technologies comes from Germany, SMT Microelectronics come from Switzerland. Russia had access to foreign components through detours. And this despite the fact that it creates weapons that threaten these very Western countries. As of 2024, the Russians have 4 such drones. The cost of one is $15 million. Several more are currently under development. If the Russians manage to achieve a breakthrough in productions thanks to Western components, then such failures will become a threat not only to Ukraine, but also to the whole world. The fight range of this drone is enough to reach any European capital or even Washington. So once again, today, Russia has only 4 such drones, and whether Moscow can have more depends only on us.